Cisco read books. Today we've got a review, and it is Still Life with Crows by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. This is book 4 in the Pendergast series. So I'll read you the back of the book. We'll see what we're getting into, and then I'll go into the review. A small Kansas town has turned into a killing ground. Is it a serial killer, a man with the need to destroy, or is it a darker force, a curse upon the land? Amid golden cornfields, FBI Special Agent Pendergast discovers evil in the blood of America's heartland. No one is safe. So, with that short blurb, it doesn't really give you much, but we're in Kansas. A murder has happened where they find a woman who is basically mutilated. Her lips are gone, her nose is gone, and just horrific. And she's scalped too. So the police are holding a press conference. This is like the first scene of the book. The police are holding a press conference, and you know who shows up. Agent Pendergast, looking like the mortuary guy we know him to be, in his black suit, looking like an undertaker. And he immediately starts getting into it with the Sheriff Hanson at this small town in Kansas. And it just goes on from there. There's several more killings. This is the first of the Pendergast books that hasn't been set in New York. And it was phenomenal. It really brings in the cultural aspect of like the Midwest states into it, and especially like their history with Native Americans and such. And so basically, like, with the murders going on, they're kind of thinking it might be a curse related to like an Indian massacre that happened in 1865, but they're not really sure. And this time, instead of teaming up with his normal people, Stillwell or Nora Kelly or the researcher from the first two, Margot Green, and like the professors at the Natural History Museum. This time he kind of teams up with a goth high school dropout, Corey, who he makes his assistant. Now Corey comes from a troubled background and is always in trouble with the Sheriff Hanson, so that adds a little bit of extra tension into Pendergast and his relationship, because he already doesn't like the FBI being there, even if it is in Pendergast's usual purview. He's on vacation and looking into these weird supernatural crimes when he's not doing his normal FBI things. But yeah, this book was phenomenal. I definitely like the fact that it wasn't set in New York. Because I think, like 3 books set in New York, I think we were ready for a change of pace, a change of scenery. And this one, it doesn't let down for sure. It's the normal fast-paced kind of thriller that we're used to from Preston and Child as far as in the Pendergast series. And it's just one of those books where like you get into it and you're just like, yeah, this is phenomenal. And you're on the edge of your seat and waiting to see, like, all right, have we met the killer before? Like, because in previous books, you kind of meet the antagonist, I'd say within like the first 10 to 20%. In this one, the twist in this one is just fantastic. The pacing is phenomenal, as always with the Pendergast book. The setting was vividly detailed. Like one of the final scenes happens like basically in the middle of a combined sandstorm, tornado, or a dust storm and a tornado. So like it has every element that you would expect to see in like a book set in Kansas, especially in Tornado Alley. Like you get everything that you want from this book. And like I said, it's just another phenomenal entry into the Pendergast series. And this one, I like ravens and I like crows. Uh, you know, as I don't know if any of you could tell that before, but my editing company is Iron Raven Editing, and I have a significantly large tattoo on my forearm of a raven, surrounded by Poe's poem, The Raven. So ravens are kind of my thing, and so still life with crows. Kind of tapped into uh, that feeling of avian attachment that I have to these black birds. Um, and it was just a phenomenal novel. I can't really go into too much detail on the plot because it would take away from the thriller elements and the kind of reveals that you get. But yeah, it's just another great entry into the series. I am highly looking forward to book 5, which is Brimstone. Um, because I think in that one we're going to New Hampshire or Vermont, somewhere up there. So that'll be interesting as well because I know that area pretty extensively from back in the day when I was hiking. So yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. Um, they haven't let me down so far. I think with the next book from them though that I'm going to read is going to be Riptide, um, which is one of their standalone works, and it's I think I read it to you when I picked it up at the thrift shop or at the Bright Light Books Hall, actually, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. I don't know when I'll get to that, but it'll be soon. In other news, I just am starting to read today Non-Interference by Harry Turtledove. This is the sci-fi book that I picked up from the dollar rack outside of Bright Light Books. Um, so I'm pretty excited to start that because Harry Turtledove is a little bit more known for his alternate history books, and this is more of his sci-fi leading stuff. So that should be interesting. As far as the TBR, we are working through it pretty good now. We got 6 books left on it. 7 if you include non-interference, but this is like a 210-page book. I should finish this like today. But yeah, in other news, we passed 500 subscribers, so I just want to say another thank you to all of you out there that are subscribed to the channel, and I appreciate it more than you know. I never thought that we'd get to this milestone in just 4 months, 3 months. So I do appreciate that, and as always, until next time, read because reading is fundamental.